If you're tired of manually managing inventory records or dealing with approval delays, in this video, I'm going to show you how to automate the entire inventory records process, reduce errors, and also save time using Formester. So without any ado, let's get started. So step 1, create an inventory management form. Simply head over to the new form. And from here, either choose a template or start from scratch or use the AI form builder to generate an inventory management form with a simple prompt. For example, I'm saying generate an inventory management form with these fields: product name, product ID, category as cables, printers, and laptops, and then units, request name, and urgency. Then let's click on generate form. So as you can see, the AI has generated a clear form for us. So we have the title, we can remove this. We have the product name, product ID, and category as cables, printers, and laptops. And then we have the units as a number field, and we have the requester name, and we have the urgency. Now let's quickly reorganize this. Let's add a column layout. And change this field into a drop-down. We can also remove this captcha and head over to advanced and add an invisible recaptcha to this form. Let's also disable the required marker to make the form look better. Now let's quickly change the design of this form by using custom themes. Now, if you want to add your logo, you can also do that over here. Simply click on add logo. And I have added my logo over here. Now let's go ahead and publish this and move on to the next step. So step 2, set up email notifications. So whenever a new form submission occurs, you will receive an email notification to a specific email. To do that, head over to settings and head over to email notifications. And I have already set up an email for this. Let's delete this and then add an email. So simply add the email, the first name and the last name, and click on add email. And there you go. Whenever a new form submission occurs, it will show up in your email. So this is how it will look in the email. All the particular fields will be already here, and this will come from no reply at Formester. Now let's move on to the next step, where we will automate the inventory records and update our stocks in our inventory. Now to do this, we have two options. Either we can automate by integrating with a inventory management tool such as Zoho Inventory through Zapier or a free workflow automation tool such as Show Triggers. So let me quickly go to Show Triggers and show you how to set up the workflow. So I'm in Show Triggers platform. Let's just quickly create a workflow, create from scratch. We'll just call it Inventory Automation 1. And let's click on Add Trigger. Let's search for Formester. Let's select an event to be form submission created, and let's click on Continue. So this will bring up the webhook URL. All you have to do is copy this, head back to Formester, and then head over to webhooks. So let's create a new one. Let's just create a add webhook and paste the webhook URL over here, and make sure to select the same event to be form submission created, and let's add webhook. So once this is done, let's head back to Show Triggers and click Continue. So it is asking me to carry out a test submission. Let's go back to Formester and head over to the published URL and carry out a test submission. So let's hit submit, and then I head back to Show Triggers. So as you can see, the request is over here. If you look at the submission, we have urgency, category, IP address, product ID, and pretty much all the fields over here, and a lot more data. So all we have to do is hit save, and then click on the add icon. Then here you can select your inventory management tool such as Zoho Inventory. And then here you can create your event. For this purpose, let's say I want to create an item. I can do that, and then I can click on the connection. Then once I hit continue, it will ask me to configure the workflow. So I can select my Zoho inventory organization. I have named it to be Formester and inventory, and here we have product type and all the details that is necessary to create the item. Now you can use this method to even create invoices and automate invoice processing. Let's go back to our Formester account and look at the second way of doing things, which is much more simpler, and you don't need to set up multiple accounts to do this. Simply head over to integration and connect this Formester form with your Google Sheets. So let's hit connect and choose the account and name the form to be inventory form or anything like that, and create a new spreadsheet. Click on integrate, then click on open spreadsheet. So here I have carried out multiple test submissions, so all of them are showing up over here. So we have the product name, product ID, category, and units required, and also the urgency. So what we can do is create a new sheet, and we'll call this as inventory. So in this sheet, we will be adding our product name, the product ID, category, and the opening stock, and also we will use a custom formula to update the stock whenever a new form submission occurs with that specific product ID and number of units required. So let's go ahead and do that. So I have created two different products, and each have their unique ID and their category, and then the price, then the opening stock, and the total request, which we will fill using a custom formula, and we have the updated stock. So to create this total request, we need to use a formula. So for the formula, we are going to use the sumif function. So let's call sumif, and let's head over to the inventory management request sheet and select C2C as the range, then click comma, then head back to inventory and select the product ID. In this case, we are selecting 2222, and then hit comma. Then we have to calculate the total number of units that have come through for this particular ID. To do that, simply click on this E to E range and then close the bracket. So as you can see, it is giving me a number of 11. So if we take all the units required for this particular ID, it comes to 11. So in the updated stock, all we have to do is subtract the opening stock with this number. Now it gives me an updated stock of 49.89. So likewise, we can also do the same for Dell Inspiron. Simply copy this formula and paste it over here, and instead of B2, we can say B3. And click on that, and here also we can basically copy the same formula. Now let's go ahead and carry out a test submission to see if this specific stock is getting updated. So let's go ahead and fill in the form. This is Dell Inspiron, and the product ID is 2234. Category will be laptops. Units required, let's say 50. Urgency high. The name, and hit submit. So let's go to the sheet. So I'm in the inventory spreadsheet, and here is the new submission that we received. And this is the product ID 2234, and the units required is 50, urgency, and etc. Now let's go to the inventory sheet to see if this is getting updated. So as you can see, the total request is already getting updated over here as 50, and the stock is also getting updated. So likewise, you can add more and more products over here, and their IDs and their categories and prices, and update them with simple form submission. So that's it for this short tutorial. If you found this to be valuable, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And as always, I will see you in the next video.